We are less than 30 days away from the NFL draft, and there are still many uncertainties about who will take the 4th overall pick. What alternatives do the Patriots have in mind? And is there a possibility of a trade involving any player? Let's explore this question. Several teams are preparing, realizing the need for a new quarterback. Unfortunately, this is not a particularly strong quarterback class. And yes, Patriots, let's keep discussing this topic because our eyes are on Joe Milton, the current backup for the position. This isn't a conversation I wanted to have, but the subject keeps resurfacing, reminding me of a scene from a movie where seagulls scream incessantly. Recently, I even saw a child at school repeating this relentlessly. Many franchises are paying attention, recognizing the need for a quarterback. The discussion about Joe Milton is not new, and fresh information has surfaced about him. Reports indicate that he has expressed a desire to join a team that offers him the best chance to compete for a starting role. As New England Patriots fans, we know it's unlikely that Joe Milton will start over Drake May, unless an unexpected situation arises, such as an injury to Drake May, which could open the door for Joe Milton to shine. While I don't consider this a desirable scenario, I can't completely rule it out because anything can happen. However, I remain quite skeptical about it. Once again, we're talking about Joe Milton, who was drafted in the 6th round. There may come a time when, unfortunately, Drake May gets injured and Joe Milton steps in, surprising everyone with his performance. While I don't see this as a likely situation, I can't completely ignore it because anything is possible in the world of sports. However, I have serious doubts that this will happen. Joe Milton, drafted in the 6th round, could be traded to a team willing to offer good draft capital for a 25-year-old quarterback who came from Tennessee and previously played at Michigan. If a team believes in him enough to take the risk, let them do it. Many say he's an exceptional athlete with a powerful arm. I've mentioned this several times. He truly is an athlete, but the reason he didn't hold on to the starting job at Michigan is clear. The reason he was drafted in the 6th round lies in his search for consistency. He has all the necessary traits, but can he perform at that level consistently, week in and week out? The answer might be yes, as he's shown that ability at the college level. But the big question is whether he can replicate it in the NFL. People will certainly point to his performance against the Bills, where he stood out on the field. Let's quickly review that game and his stats. 22 completions on 29 attempts, 241 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, and 1 rushing touchdown. However, we must remember that the Bills were not in a typical NFL situation. The goal in any game is to win, and in sports overall, it's not wise to suggest that your team intentionally loses. I don't believe that approach creates a positive culture or morale. I've seen this happen in high school, where coaches recommended losing a game to make a future matchup easier based on seeding criteria. I find that mentality concerning. Go and play. What lessons are you teaching those young athletes? Putting that aside, when we analyze this game, it's clear that the Bills weren't on the field with the intention of losing, but realistically, they weren't using their full talent to secure the win. We can all agree on that. So yes, Joe Milton had a solid performance. He participated in a preseason game and stood out with some impressive passes, showing his arm strength. Therefore, at this point, I believe that if the Patriots receive a favorable offer, the team demonstrated its talent on the field to secure the win, and that's undeniable. He really stood out in a preseason game, delivering a remarkable performance and impressing everyone with his powerful throws. In this sense, I believe that if the organization receives a compelling offer, it would be wise to let him go. Goodbye, and once again, we're focusing on the draft picks. The team acquired a competent backup quarterback. There's a reason he shows up in ads, identified as a backup. The reality is that he's an extremely smart athlete, capable of understanding the entire playbook. He will know exactly how to act, and everything will flow smoothly for him. Surely, he could stand out as an excellent second-string quarterback, but if an opportunity arises to trade him for something valuable, why not seize it? In the end, it all comes down to return on investment. If there's a chance for a satisfactory return, and if this investment looks promising, it makes sense to take that opportunity. This is how I see the situation. Before raising a question, let me add the following. His situation has been analyzed, which contributes to the ongoing narrative about a potential trade. The truth is, he's a competitor and has a professional attitude. He wants to compete, which is completely reasonable. He maintains an exceptional attitude, and at the end of last season, playing as the third-string quarterback, he performed well in critical moments. It was mentioned that this is the way they plan to manage the situation. Will he be part of the off-season program? He praised everything he's accomplished, but didn't specifically comment on the possibility of a transfer. However, this indicates that acquiring him suggests he should be a second-string quarterback, and there's no logical reason to keep him as a third-string option. What would be the point of that? You could easily find someone to join the practice squad at a much lower cost than what they're paying him. So once again, the situation seems to be unfolding in a specific way. I consider acquiring a player like him to be a questionable decision. He's a second-string quarterback, and there's no logic in bringing him in just as a third-string option. There are many athletes available for the practice squad at a much lower cost than his salary. As we approach the draft, I'm increasingly convinced that there will be an intention to trade him to a team that likely won't present a significant challenge, ensuring a proper return on investment. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to comment if you agree or disagree. Some might even think he deserves a chance to start, but I don't share that view. There's a reason why one player was picked in such a high position while another was selected later. However, we know that if he were in this year's draft, he would probably be chosen much earlier, given the quality of the quarterback class. Many teams might have taken a chance on him in the previous draft, and the organization would have easily risked that pick. This could turn out to be one of the best moves of that draft, depending on what the team gets in return and how the situation develops. It's also possible that the team benefits from a trade, especially if his performance doesn't meet expectations after the start. They could walk away with a draft pick or another player, depending on how things unfold. Additionally, I want to highlight the new numbers that some players are wearing. I have to say I like the new numbers. They look great. He's taking the number of a famous quarterback. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The New England Patriots could be plotting a bold move that would shake up their offensive lineup, pursuing veteran wide receiver Cooper Kupp. Following his unexpected release from the Los Angeles Rams and subsequent signing with the Seattle Seahawks, speculation is mounting that the Patriots may seek to acquire Kupp in a blockbuster trade. With New England in desperate need of a dynamic playmaker, could Kupp be the key to revitalizing their struggling offense? Bill Belichick's departure signaled a new era in New England, and head coach Jared Mayo is determined to build a more explosive attack. Despite signing Jacoby Brissett to stabilize the quarterback position, the Patriots still lack a proven elite receiver. Kupp, a former Super Bowl MVP and Offensive Player of the Year, would immediately elevate the unit, providing a much-needed safety net for a developing offense. His precise route running and reliability in clutch moments make him an ideal target for any quarterback. However, acquiring Kupp won't be simple. Seattle recently inked him to a 3-year, $45 million deal, indicating their intent to keep him as a focal point of their offense. Still, with the Seahawks possibly in a transitional phase, they might be open to negotiations, especially if the Patriots offer enticing draft capital. New England, holding significant assets in the upcoming drafts, could leverage its resources to test Seattle's resolve. Another pressing question remains. Does Kupp even want to leave Seattle? The veteran receiver has already adapted to a new team following his unexpected departure from the Rams, and uprooting again might not be appealing. Yet, the allure of a fresh start in an offense where he would undoubtedly be the primary weapon could be enticing, particularly if the Patriots present a compelling vision for his role. As the offseason progresses, the Patriots front office faces a crucial decision. Will they take an aggressive stance and make a move for Kupp, or will they opt for a more patient approach, waiting for the right opportunity to bolster their receiving core? The prospect of Kupp donning a Patriots uniform remains uncertain, but one thing is clear. The mere possibility has fans buzzing with anticipation. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be Be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.